Hey, travelers! Have you ever been somewhere that made you feel like family from the very first moment? No fancy hotel service, no paid luxury, just pure, genuine hospitality. Well, today we are talking about something truly special, countries where kindness is not a transaction. It is a way of life. These are places where strangers invite you for dinner. Locals go out of their way to help you, and generosity flows naturally. So pack your curiosity and your biggest smile, because today we are exploring countries where hospitality is free and genuine. Let's begin our journey. 1. India. Achichi, Devabhava, the guest is God. If there is one country in the world where hospitality is woven into daily life, it is India. There is even a Sanskrit saying that defines it perfectly, Achichi Devu Bhava, which means the guest is God. In India, being a guest is not just about visiting someone's home. It is a sacred responsibility for the host. Whether you are in a big city like Delhi or a small village in Rajasthan, locals will go above and beyond to make you feel welcome. Picture this. You are walking through the colorful markets of Jaipur, and a shopkeeper offers you a cup of steaming chai for free. Not as a sales tactic, but as a gesture of warmth. Or you are traveling through the Himalayas, and a family invites you in for dinner. Freshly baked chapatis, lentils, and stories shared around the fire. There is something deeply human about how Indians connect through food, conversation, and respect. You will find that even those who do not have much are often the ones who give the most. And that is what makes Indian hospitality unforgettable. It is not about showing off wealth. It is about sharing heart. Jordan, the desert's generous heart. Next up, Jordan, a country that will completely redefine your idea of Middle Eastern hospitality. In Jordan, kindness is a cultural duty. The Bedouin people, who have lived in the desert for centuries, follow an ancient code of honor that values generosity above all. If a traveler arrives at your tent, you are expected to feed and shelter them without question for 3 days. Even today, this tradition is alive and well. You might visit Petra or Wadi Rum, and before you know it, someone will hand you mint tea, offer you shade, or invite you for a home-cooked meal. And here is the beautiful part. They will refuse to take money, because to them, hospitality is not business. It is pride. I once heard a traveler say, in Jordan, strangers treat you like family before they even know your name. And that could not be more true. From Amman Aswam neighborhoods to the silent deserts under starry skies, Jordan is proof that generosity thrives where the heart is full, not the wallet. 3. Iran. Kindness beyond borders. Now, let us talk about a country that often surprises travelers in the best way possible. Iran. Despite its complex reputation in international media, Iran is home to some of the kindest, most welcoming people on earth. Ask anyone who has visited, and they will tell you Iranians will not let you leave without at least one invitation to dinner, a cup of tea, or a conversation that lasts hours. In Iranian culture, hospitality is an art. Guests are treated like royalty, no matter who they are or where they come from. Even if you are a complete stranger, people will invite you into their homes, introduce you to their families, and feed you until you cannot eat anymore. There is even a tradition called terof, a polite form of offering where hosts will insist on giving you things or refusing your payment multiple times just to show respect. And it is not fake politeness. It is genuine care. In Iran, generosity is a reflection of dignity. The more you give, the richer you are, considered in spirit. Travelers who come to Iran expecting coldness often leave with tears in their eyes because they have found something far rarer. Real human connection. 4. Thailand, the land of smiles. If there is one nickname that perfectly sums up a nation's personality, it is Thailand's. They call it the land of smiles. And once you go, you understand why. In Thailand, hospitality is not about grand gestures. It is about everyday kindness. Taxi drivers who patiently teach you local phrases, street food vendors who give you extra curry just because you look hungry, families who invite you into their homes for Songkran, Thailand's famous water festival. The Thai word sanik means joy, and it is at the core of their way of life. People believe that every encounter should bring happiness, even small ones. That is why they smile so often. It is their way of saying, "You are welcome here." One traveler once said, "In Thailand, the people make you feel like you belong, even if you just met them 5 minutes ago." And it is true, whether you are wandering Chiang Mai temples or sharing mango sticky rice on a Bangkok street corner, you feel the warmth that money cannot buy. Kalima, Indonesia, the spirit of gotong royong. Next, we are heading to Indonesia, a vast archipelago of over 17,000 islands, each with its own traditions. But one idea unites them all: gotong royong. It means mutual cooperation or working together, and it defines Indonesian life. In villages, if a family is building a house, neighbors show up to help, no payment expected. If someone is hosting a wedding or needs to harvest rice, everyone contributes food, time, and laughter. When you visit Indonesia, you become part of that spirit instantly. Locals are eager to guide you, invite you for dinner, or teach you how to cook nasi goreng. Not because they want your money, but because they genuinely enjoy sharing their culture. And here is the best parts. Indonesians do not just welcome you politely. They make you feel like you have been part of their family forever. They will ask about your travels, your home, your dreams, and they will remember them the next time you visit. That is not customer service. That is connection. That is gotong royong in action. 6. Kenya, the warm heart of Africa. Now, let us travel to the African continent, to Kenya. A country famous for its wildlife and even more famous for its people. Kenyans have a phrase that perfectly captures their nature. Karibu sana, meaning you are most welcome. And they mean it. Hospitality in Kenya is about community. If you arrive in a small village, you will not just be offered tea, you will be offered a seat, conversation, and laughter. It is common for families to invite travelers to stay with them, even if they have only met once. In Maasai communities, visitors are greeted with traditional songs and dances. In the coastal regions, you will be offered sweet chai or coconut water before anything else, because sharing is a sign of respect. One amazing thing about Kenya is how people treat generosity as a collective duty. When you are doing well, you share. When someone else needs help, you give. That unspoken bond keeps their communities strong, and it is something the whole world could learn from. So, when you visit Kenya, do not be surprised if a stranger calls you Rafiki. That means friend, because to them, you already are. Reflection: what makes true hospitality India? Jordan, Iran, Thailand, Indonesia, Kenya. 6 different countries, 6 different cultures. One beautiful truth. Real hospitality is not about hotels, tips, or luxury. It is about the human instinct to connect, to share, to care. In every one of these places, people open their homes and hearts, not because they have to, but because they want to. And when you travel with an open mind, you will realize something profound. The richest people in spirit are often the ones with the least material wealth. Their kindness is free, their generosity is genuine, and their warmth stays with you long after the journey ends. 7. Turkey, where guests are gifts from God. In Turkey, there is a beautiful saying: a guest is a gift from God. And once you experience Turkish hospitality, you will understand that it is not just a saying, it is a way of life. If you are traveling through Istanbul's historic streets or wandering in the Cappadocia valleys, chances are you will be invited into a cafe or someone's home before you have even finished your sentence. They will pour you a steaming glass of Turkish TK and insist you drink it slowly, because in Turkey, tea is not just a beverage. It is a bridge. It is how conversations start, friendships form, and time stops. Locals often refuse to let guests pay for anything. Even when you try, they genuinely believe that hosting you honors them. You could walk into a tiny kebab shop in a small town, and the owner might bring you an extra plate on the house, smiling as if he just gave you the best gift in the world. And that is what makes Turkey unforgettable. Its people do not welcome you because you are a tourist. They welcome you because, in their eyes, you are a guest, and guests are sacred. 8. Greece, the ancient art of philoxenia. Next, let us move west to Greece, where hospitality is practically a national treasure. The word philoxenia comes from two Greek words, philos, friend, and xenos, stranger. Together, they mean friend to the stranger. This concept dates back thousands of years, even to the time of Homer's epics, when offering food, drink, and shelter to travelers was considered a divine duty. And today, it is still alive. Whether you are exploring Santorini's cliffside villages, hiking the mountains of Crete, or wandering through Athens, Greeks go out of their way to make you feel like part of their extended family. They will offer you olives, cheese, or homemade wine, and they will not take no for an answer. To them, feeding someone is not just about food. It is about sharing life itself. One traveler once said, "In Greece, you never feel like a visitor. You feel like you have come home to people you somehow already know." That is philoxenia. It is ancient, sacred, and still thriving in every Greek heart. 9. Colombia, the country that smiles through everything now. Let us fly across the ocean to South America, to Colombia, a country that has transformed its global image through warmth, resilience, and genuine human connection. Colombians have a saying, "Mi casa es su casa," my house is your house, and they mean it with all their heart. In cities like Medellin, Cartagena, or Bogota, locals go out of their way to help travelers giving directions, offering food, or even walking you to your destination just to make sure you are safe. You could be sitting alone in a cafe, and a group of Colombians will probably invite you to join their table, share stories, and teach you a few dance steps. What is most amazing is that their kindness comes despite challenges, economic or social. Colombians have an incredible ability to celebrate life, no matter what. Their hospitality is rooted in joy, in making others smile, even strangers. If you ever visit during a festival, you will feel it instantly. People will pull you into a dance, hand you a drink, and make you part of the party before you even know what is happening. That is Colombia. Pure, spontaneous generosity that makes you feel like family from day one. 10. Portugal, the gentle soul of Europe, and now to one of Europe's most underrated countries when it comes to warmth. Portugal. Portuguese hospitality is quiet but deep. They are not loud or showy, but they will make sure you are comfortable in every way possible. If you look even slightly lost on a Lisbon street, someone will stop to help you, even if they do not speak your language. You will notice that locals often take pride in recommending their favorite restaurant or cafe, not the tourist spots, but the places they go themselves. They will say, "Try this, my friend." And when you taste it, you realize they were right. In small villages, it is not uncommon for people to invite you in for coffee, pastéis, ginata, or even dinner. And when you thank them, they will simply smile and say, "De nada," which means it is nothing. But the truth is, it is everything. Because that small act of kindness stays with you long after the trip ends. Portugal may be known for its coastlines and music, but its real beauty lies in the warmth of its people. Humble, genuine, and endlessly kind. Reflection. What these countries teach us. So what do Turkey, Greece, Colombia, and Portugal all have in common? They remind us that true hospitality is not about luxury hotels or fancy service. It is about the warmth that people give freely, without expectation. In every one of these places, kindness feels effortless. It is not rehearsed. It is not commercial. It is real. You can see it in the way a Turkish shopkeeper pours you tea, and a Greek grandmother handing you bread, and a Colombian inviting you to dance, or a Portuguese stranger helping you find your way home. They show us something powerful, that generosity does not come from wealth. It comes from the heart. Jewish Fiji, where strangers are family. When people talk about paradise, they often mention beaches and turquoise waters. But in Fiji, paradise is not just the landscape, it is the people. Fijians are known worldwide for their warmth, friendliness, and genuine care for others. Here, hospitality is not a transaction. It is a lifestyle. From the moment you step off the plane, everyone greets you with a bright smile and a cheerful, which means hello, life, and good health all at once. It is more than a greeting. It is a reflection of how they live joyfully and openly. If you visit a small village, expect to be treated like part of the family. They will invite you to share a kava ceremony, a traditional drink made from the root of a local plant. You will sit in a circle, clap your hands, and share stories. Nobody is in a hurry. Nobody is looking for anything in return. They simply want to connect. One traveler described it best. In Fiji, I came as a guest but left as a cousin. That is the Fijian way, turning strangers into family, one smile at a time. 12. Kyrgyzstan, the nomadic heart of Central Asia. Next, we head north into Central Asia to Kyrgyzstan, a country where the mountains touch the clouds and hospitality runs as deep as the rivers that flow through them. For centuries, the Kyrgyz people have lived a nomadic lifestyle, moving with their herds across open land. And in this life, one rule became sacred: a guest is a blessing from God. Even today, that belief shapes every encounter. If you travel through the countryside, you might be invited into a yurt, a traditional round tent, by complete strangers. You will be offered fresh bread, tea, maybe even horse milk or homemade jam. They will insist you sit in the most honored spot and eat first, even if there is little food to go around. In Kyrgyz culture, sharing is not optional. It is a duty. People believe that by feeding a traveler, they are feeding their own soul. It is humbling and deeply moving because you realize that here, kindness is not performative. It is part of survival, part of community, part of who they are. 30 New Zealand, Monachenga, the Mbori way. Now, let us travel to the far corner of the world, New Zealand, where the Mbori concept of Monakatunga defines the true essence of hospitality. Monakatunga means showing respect, generosity, and care for others. It is not just about welcoming guests, it is about honoring them. When you visit New Zealand, especially in Mbori communities, you will feel it in everything. The way people greet you with warmth, the way they share their stories and traditions, the way they make space for you to belong. Even beyond Mbori culture, the spirit of Monakatunga has shaped the entire country. Locals often go out of their way to help, whether it is giving you directions, offering a ride, or sharing a meal. There is this quiet authenticity in their kindness. They do not make you feel like a tourist. They make you feel like part of something bigger, a shared human experience built on respect and compassion. Juyo, Mongolia, the land of open doors, and finally, our last stop, Mongolia. A country so vast and untamed that human connection becomes its most valuable treasure. In Mongolia, nomadic families live in Gair's traditional tents spread across miles of wilderness. But here's the thing, their doors are never locked. In fact, they are always open. If a traveler passes by, even a total stranger, it is expected that they enter, rest, and share a meal. Hosts will serve you tea with milk, arag, fermented maors, milk, and whatever food they have. They will refuse payment because in their culture, hospitality is sacred. It comes from the old belief that in such harsh landscapes, survival depends on each other. So, every traveler is treated like a friend, and every guest is honored. There is no expectation, no agenda, just pure, open-hearted generosity. It is one of the most genuine forms of hospitality left in the world. Reflection, the common thread of kindness. So now that we have traveled across continents, from India to Iran, Kenya to Colombia, Fiji to Mongolia, what have we really discovered? That the most beautiful thing about humanity is not what we own, but what we give. Hospitality in its truest form cannot be bought. It does not need luxury hotels, fancy resorts, or tourist packages. It only needs a heart willing to share a cup of tea, a seat at the table, a few kind words. Every country we have explored teaches us a lesson about connection. In India, it is love without condition. In Turkey, it is honor in hosting. In Greece, it is friendship to strangers. In Kenya, it is joy in community. In Fiji, it is turning strangers into family. And in Mongolia, it is survival through compassion. Different lands, different people, but one truth. The world is full of good hearts, and they are waiting to welcome you. Final words. What true hospitality means for travelers, if you are someone who dreams of seeing the world, remember this: travel is not just about destinations, it is about people. Yes, you can explore landmarks, taste local food, and take amazing photos. But the moments that stay with you the longest are the human ones. The grandmother who offers you bread, the driver who refuses payment, the child who smiles just because you waved back. Those are the memories that define the journey. Those are the stories that remind us that kindness still exists everywhere. So when you travel, keep your heart open. Say yes to the invitations. Accept the tea. Share a smile. Because sometimes, the most unforgettable parts of travel are not the places you go, but the people who welcome you there. Thank you for joining me on this heartwarming journey around the world. If this video reminded you that kindness still matters, then make sure you hit that like button. It really helps share these positive stories. Subscribe to Vista Living Travels for more inspiring travel guides, cultural deep dives, and heart-touching stories from across the globe. And turn on that notification bell so you never miss our next journey. Now, I would love to hear from you. What is the most genuine act of hospitality you have ever experienced while traveling? Drop it in the comments below. Let us celebrate kindness together! Until next time, this is your name from Vista Living Travels, reminding you the world is full of beautiful people. Go meet